दिख रहा है क्या?
हाँ सर, हाँ
क्या
सर।
दिख रहा है?
डायरेक्ट टैक्स, इनकम फ्रॉम सैलरी, जो ही पहले था
Okay,
ना स्लाइड, वही दिख
okay, okay. Thank you so much. Okay,
रहा है। हाँ
today
सर।
we are going to talk about perquisites, and in particular we are going to talk about accommodation. Okay, so till the last class we have seen different types of perquisites, the rules, the taxable part, the non-taxability, and all that stuff. Today we are going to talk about in detail rent-free accommodation with furniture, without furniture. Okay, so already in the last class I talked about so many perquisites, and the first perquisite on which I am going to do numerical problem is rent-free furnished accommodation. Rent-free furnished accommodation. Now, what does rent-free furnished accommodation means? It means that the employer is giving to employee, is providing to employee accommodation. Number one, he is providing accommodation. Number two, the accommodation is rent free. It is rent free, means he is telling go and stay over that place, and the accommodation may belong to the owner or may not belong to the owner, and the employee will stay over that particular house or residence, and the employee is not going to pay single paise towards rent, or the house is provided rent free, and along with this one he will be provided furniture, or may not be provided with furniture. So we are going to do a small problem on this one. With this you will understand it. With this you will understand what we are talking about when I am talking about accommodation. Okay, now look at the small problem which I have given in this ppt. Okay, I will just read out. Mr. Ramesh Kumar Mehta informs you that the particulars of salary for the previous year ending 31st March 2020. So the particulars of the last year data is given to you for the financial year 1920, and the basic pay is 3,60,000. The DA is 48,000, and the DA is not forming a part of retirement benefits. Please remember this word. The DA is not forming a part of retirement benefits. Next one is bonus for the whole year. See, basic pay is per month for the whole year. DA is for whole year. It is given. Bonus is for the whole year. Commission is for the whole year. City compensatory allowance is for the whole year. Now calculate the perquisite in respect of rent-free unfurnished accommodation. Okay, this is particular problem is of furnished accommodation. Okay, because we'll see whether the furniture is provided along with the rent-free accommodation or not. So you have to find out the value of the perquisite in respect of rent-free furnished accommodation. If Mr. This is, you can remove this. This is Ram. Okay, this is Ram, and he stays, and you have to assume that there are three particular situations. The situations are the population is more than 15-25 lakh rupees where this particular accommodation is provided. Number two is less than 10 lakhs where the accommodation is provided, and the third condition is the accommodation is in between 10 lakhs and 25 lakhs. So this is number one part, and number two part is also being provided with rent-free accommodation with furniture, and the value of the furniture is 1,60,000 rupees. Please remember this. So I will repeat once again. This particular person is working in a private organization. Number one, this is the assumption. Okay, number one. Number two is he's been provided with rent-free accommodation. Rent-free accommodation. Number two. Number three, he is provided with furniture also. Means this particular house where he is going to stay, this particular house where he is going to stay, or where the employer has provided the employee this particular accommodation as a furniture also. And the furniture is the value of the furniture is as given in the problem. It is 1,60,000. Okay, so primarily there are two benefits which the employee is having. One is accommodation is one benefit. One benefit is accommodation. Number two benefit is furniture. Number two is furniture. So you are supposed to find out the value of the perquisite in the form of number one accommodation, number two furniture. So These two values you have to find out, and whatever is the value you arrive at, that will be taxable value of the perquisite. So again, I'm repeating, very important. The SSC is a private employee, number one. Number two, he is provided with accommodation, and the two rent-free accommodation where the employer is charging zero, means nothing is collected back from the employee. Number two, apart from the rent-free accommodation, the employer is providing with that rent-free accommodation furniture in that particular house, and the value of the furniture is 1,60,000. Now furniture can be anything like sofa set, beds, cots, tables, refrigerator, uh, refrigerator or TV or teapot and other things. Okay, cookeries, etc., etc. So you first and foremost you have to find out. The first step is you have to find out the value of the perquisite in the form of accommodation. Number two, you have to find out the value of the furniture, and then we will find out the total value of the rent-free furnished accommodation. So this is our problem. This is the problem which is given to you. So we will just see how to calculate. So when it is a private employee and getting benefit of rent-free accommodation, then you have to calculate all these three. Now the value of the first step is step one is here. I have written the step one. Step one is value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation. To this we will add value of the furniture. Okay, first you have to find out the value of rent-free accommodation, that is accommodation का value find out करना पड़ेगा, accommodation value. Now I told you in the last class the value of the accommodation provided by the employer to the employee, and the employment is in private employment, then the rule says that there are three rules, 1, 2 and 3. If the population where the house is provided is more than 25 lakhs, then it is 15% of the salary. And in the second condition, if the accommodation is provided in a place where the population is in between 10 lakhs to 25 lakhs, the value of the accommodation is 10% of salary. Number two. Number three, these are rules. These rules you have to by heart, or you are supposed to remember. Number three is condition is if the employment is in a place and the house accommodation is at a place and that place population is less than 10 lakhs, then the value of the perquisite is 7.5% of the salary. So this value of the accommodation depends upon the type of city, and the type of city is based upon the population, and the population is greater than 25 lakhs, less than 25 lakhs but greater than 10 lakhs, and less than 10 lakhs. So 15%, 10% of salary and 7.5% of salary respectively in the three conditions. Now what is the meaning of the word salary? Now salary for the purpose is, as I've already told in the last class, if you are not able to remember, then go and visit my YouTube video on my previous class, which are there on YouTube. Salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation is basic salary plus DA, basic salary plus DA if DA is forming a part of retirement benefits, plus bonus, plus commission, plus fees, plus taxable part of allowances, plus monetary benefits. But you should not take into account what? You should not take into account all the other perquisites. So as I already told, salary for the purpose is basic salary. Okay, I have taken that. DA if it is forming a part of retirement benefit. In this problem, it is given clearly that DA is not forming a part of retirement benefits, so that 48,000 rupees has to be ignored. Number two. Number three is bonus. Number four is commission, and number five is city compensatory allowance. Now why I have taken city compensatory allowance? The rule says that whatever, see, first and foremost, city compensatory allowance is fully taxable. City compensatory allowance is fully taxable, as you popularly know. You know very well. So for the purpose of calculation of rent-free accommodation, you have to take that part of the allowance which is taxable. So city compensatory allowance में कितना taxable है? पूरा का पूरा 36,000 taxable है, तो पूरा का पूरा लेना पड़ेगा. So substitute these values. Basic salary is 3,60,000, bonus is 60,000, commission is 40,000, and city compensatory allowance is 36,000. If you total 3,60,000 plus 60,000 plus 40,000 plus 36,000, you will get around 4,96,000 as salary. So salary for the purpose is equal to, for the purpose of calculation of accommodation, is 4,96,000. You have to remember this. Okay. So major part of your headache is over. Now go to the fourth column, this column, this column. Now what is given in the problem? You have to find out the value of the perquisite, that is accommodation, assuming three conditions. What are these three cases? Case one is the population is more than 25 lakhs. Case two is the population is in between 10 lakhs and 25 lakhs. And the third condition is the population is less than 10 lakhs. Means the place where the house is provided is these three conditions. So in these three conditions, when the population is greater than 25 lakhs, then it is 15% of salary. So 15% of salary. Salary just now I have calculated, it is 4,96,000. Just now I have calculated, it is 4,96,000. So 4,96,000 into 15 percentage is equal to 74,000. So I have already calculated, it is 74,000. So if the employer is providing the employee a accommodation in a place where the population is more than 25 lakhs, then the value of the accommodation is equal to 74,000. Now, second condition, second alternative is population is in between 10 lakhs and 25 lakhs. Means the employer is providing to the employee accommodation where the population is in between 10 lakhs and 25 lakhs. Then the value of the accommodation or the value of the perquisite is equal to 10% of salary, is equal to 10% of salary. So 10% of salary, already I have calculated salary. Salary is basic salary plus DA plus commission plus bonus plus fees plus taxable part of allowances plus monetary benefits plus other things excluding provident fund and perquisite. So DA I am not taking. Already I have told why I am not taking, because it doesn't form a part of salary. So already we have calculated it's 4,96,000. So 4,96,000 into 10% is 49,600. So we have calculated the second condition. Third condition, where the population is less than 10 lakhs, assuming that the case 3 is if the employer is providing to the employee accommodation in a place or a city or a town where the population is less than 10 lakhs, then what is the value of this accommodation perquisite? So it is popularly known that the rule for this is 7.5% of the salary. The rule is the value of the accommodation or the perquisite is 7.5% of the salary. So substitute 7.5% of rupees 4,96,000. So salary we have already calculated 4,96,000. 4,96,000 into 7.5 percentage, you got 37,200. So you got in either of the conditions 1, condition 2, condition 3, the value of unfurnished accommodation. See, look, the value of the unfurnished accommodation in case 1, case 2, case 3. Case 1, case 2 or situation 1, situation 2 and situation 3. Next, so the value of accommodation you have found out, but remember that the employer also is providing to the employee furniture also. Now furniture means what? It can be tables, it can be sofa set, it can be bed, it can be other furnitures like almara and teapoy, stands, so on and so forth. So what is the value of the perquisite which is provided by the employer? What is the value of the perquisite? The furniture value is 7. Here it is given in the problem. It is 1,60,000 rupees for the whole year. For the full year, the accommodation is provided with the furniture, and the value of this furniture to the employer is 1,60,000. बोले तो this employee has purchased 1,60,000 worth of employer has purchased 1,60,000 worth of furniture, and this furniture is installed kept at employee's house, and employee is taking the benefit of it. So he is taking the benefit of it. So you have to find out the value of that benefit also. That name is called as perquisite for in the perquisite for value of furniture. Perquisite in the value of perquisite what is getting, or the benefit what is getting from the furniture. So this is calculated at 10% of the value of the furniture for the full year. For the full year, the value of the furniture perquisite is equal to 10% of the value of the furniture. So here the value of the furniture is 1,60,000 rupees. You have to substitute on this 1,60,000 10%. That is the value of the perquisite. This is the rule. This is the rule. This is the way we have to calculate it. So 1,60,000 into 10% is equal to 1,60,000 into 10% is 60,000. 16,000. So 16,000 here, 16,000 here. So this is the value of the accommodation. This is the value of the furniture. This is the value of the accommodation. This is the value of the furniture. This is the value of the accommodation. This is the value of the furniture. Now, first benefit is this. Second benefit is this. Now, total benefit. Total benefit. So, total benefit, what is getting from the house as well as furniture is equal to 74,400 plus 16,000 is equal to 90,400 in the first case. In the second case, 49,600 plus 16,000 is equal to 65,600 and 37,200 plus 16,000 in the third case. The total value of the furnished accommodation, rent-free furnished accommodation in the third case is 15,200. Now, this is the way you have to calculate. Now very important is that this particular I will give some more information about some important things which you can decipher from this particular calculation. The important things is, now look at this 74,400. 74,000 is the value of the accommodation divided by 12 means you will get around 6,000 rupees. This is roughly around 6,000 rupees per month is the rent which is supposed to pay but is not paying because this is the rent free accommodation. बोले तो 6,000 रुपया पर मंथ का ऑलमोस्ट का क्या आ रहा है, उसको फायदा मिल रहा है, ये रेंट पे करने की उसको एम्प्लॉई को जरूरत नहीं पड़ रहा है. So this is the way you have to understand. Number two is 16,000 rupees. 16,000 rupees is for the full usage of furniture of 1,60,000. For the full year, it is 10%. So he is getting around 1,500 rupees furniture value every month. So this also is not paying. So this is 6,000 plus 7,000, 1,500, roughly around, because of accommodation and furniture is getting around 7,500 rupees advantage. So this advantage, he is not paying anything. So this is taxable. This is the taxable part in first case, second case, and third case. So hope I have elaborately explained this one and you have understood each element of it. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me at the end of the session. Next one. You can take a snapshot of this particular problem. This particular problem I am going to do in the next slide. You can take a snapshot and read for yourself. Please take a snapshot because I am going to do the numerical problem in the next slide and you will not able to remember. You will not able to remember the exact figures and particulars. Take a snapshot. Okay, so I will read out. The formula, the numerical problem. Mr. Kishore has the following salary. You can assume here S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta. Yes, Ramesh Kumar Mehta. Mr. S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta is working in JSPM, Pune, and he's been provided with a accommodation, something like that. Okay. Now, for the whole year, the following data is given for the financial year 2019-20 of S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta, and you have to find out the tax. You are going to find out the value of the accommodation provided by the employer to the employee. So, basic salary is given. Medical allowance is given. Basic salary is 60,000 per month. Medical allowance is 5,000 rupees per month. DA is 30,000 per month. I don't know whether this is forming a part of the salary or not. We'll look into the next slide. So you can take an assumption when nothing is given here, like whether this is forming a part of the salary or retirement benefits or not. In that case, you can assume, and based upon the assumption, you can do the problem. For example, if Mr. X assumes, Sakshi can assume that as it is nothing is mentioned, then you can say that Sakshi can assume that no, this is not forming a part of retirement benefits. On the contrary, Akshada Khatse can assume that nothing is given. I am assuming that this is forming a part of the retirement benefit. So it's up to you. Don't worry, because if nothing is mentioned, how can you formally say whether it is forming a part of the retirement benefit or not? So you can have your own assumption. Next, fourth point is academic development allowance. This is nothing but a special allowance which I have mentioned or discussed in the earlier classes, where the rule is special allowances. I told you some special allowances like helper allowance, DA allowance, transfer allowance, so on and so forth. So this is a research allowance. This is also called as a research allowance. Research allowance, I told you, the rule is whatever actual received and whatever actual spent, among them whichever is lowest, that is exempted from tax. Over and above, it is fully taxable. Next one is entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance, I told you the rule. Now this particular problem, I am doing it assuming that this particular person is working in a private employee. In case of a private employee, entertainment allowance is fully taxable, and in case of government employee, the rule is already told to you. You can visit my YouTube video and look at the rules given to as far as entertainment allowance is concerned in case of a government employee. Next one, bonus fees and commission is 2 lakh rupees. This guy is getting even bonus commission of 2 lakh rupees. And Mr. Ramesh Kumar Mehta has been provided with rent-free accommodation in Pune on 1/4/2019. Means from 1/4/2019 up to 31st March 2020, for the full year, he is enjoying this accommodation, which is provided by the employer to the employee. And what is the type of accommodation? Rent-free. Means no charge by the employer, nothing. And whether it is a furnished accommodation or unfurnished accommodation, there is no mention about the value of the furniture in this particular problem. So it is unfurnished accommodation, unfurnished accommodation. Find his, okay, I have written here, find his gross taxable salary. And the problem is also giving one note that the value of the total, this person is working in Pune, and the value, the total population of Pune is more than 30 lakh rupees. So salary for the purpose of calculation of retirement of furnished accommodation, accommodation is 15% of salary, because if it is 25 lakhs and more, it is 15% of salary. So let's do the problem. The problem is in front of you now. We will calculate the rent-free accommodation. So I will do the whole problem. Just pay attention, and hope you have noted down the problem, and what the numerical numbers which are given, I have put in the slide. Basic salary. So it is given 60,000 per month. 60,000 into 12 is equal to 7,20,000. Number one. Number two is medical allowance. 5,000 into 12 is equal to 60,000. This is fully taxable. As you know, in the last class I have told you, DNS allowance, the rule is it is fully taxable. 30,000 into 12 is equal to 3,60,000. Next one is academic development allowance. This is a special allowance. So special allowance can't be treated as like an ordinary allowance. So you have to find out two things: total amount of academic allowance which he has received. So according to the last slide, it is 10,000 into 12 is equal to 1,20,000 rupees what he has received. But how much he has spent for research, that is academic allowance. For academic research, he has spent only 84,000 out of 1,20,000. So among them, whichever is lowest is exempted from tax. So as I told in the last few classes, this whichever is lower, that is exempted from tax. So this is exempted. This 84,000 rupees is exempted from tax, and whatever is the difference between 1,20,000 and 84,000, 36,000 is taxable. So this already we have discussed in the previous classes. You can visit my YouTube video channel and look and get an idea about research allowances. We have done a numerical problem also. So 36,000 is fully taxable. Now entertainment allowance, in case of private employee, I told you the rule for entertainment allowance is fully taxable. So entertainment allowance is 5,000 per month into 12 months, 60,000. Now bonus fees and commission, already I told, fully taxable, and the whole 2 lakh rupees which he is getting is also fully taxable. Now you have to find out the most important one for which this particular problem is been discussed is rent-free accommodation. Now furniture is not there, so no problem. But you have to find out the value of the accommodation. The value of the accommodation I will show you here. The value of the accommodation. Now look at this slide. So here we have seen basic salary, medical allowance, DNS allowance, academic allowance, entertainment allowance, bonus, and fees. you got all these figures. Now, please remember that. Uh, for the purpose of calculation of accommodation, you have to find out the value of the. You have to find out salary, because if the population is more than 25 lakhs, it is 15% of salary. So, what is salary? So, already I told salary means what? Salary means basic salary plus DA, if DA is forming a part of retirement benefits, plus taxable part of allowances, plus bonus, plus fees, plus commission, and other monetary benefits paid by the employer of the employee, excluding contribution to provident fund by the employer and other perquisites. So for this purpose, I have got a new slide where to what is the value of the salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation. I have shown this in the next slide. Look here. So, so if you look carefully, salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation, you have to do the way I have done it. You also are supposed to do in the examination. So salary for the purpose is basic salary, number one. Number two, DA. I am assuming that DA is not forming a part of the retirement benefit, so I am ignoring it. Medical allowance. Medical allowance, whatever is taxable, this is taxable. So 60,000 is taxable. So I have considered that. DNS allowance, 30,000 is taxable per month. So 3,60,000 is taxable for the full year. That I have considered. Now look this particular element. This is very important. Academic allowance, he has received 1,20,000. But how much he has spent? 84,000 only he has spent. So in this column, whether you have to consider 1,20,000 or 84,000 or 36,000. Please remember, out of 1,20,000, 84,000 ने बेचारे ने उसने स्पेंड कर दिया है, तो 36,000 का ही इनकम आ रहा है, तो 36,000 के ऊपर ही टैक्स जाएगा. So the taxable part of academic development allowance is only 36,000. So this amount only you should take in the taxable column for the purpose of calculation of accommodation. So that is what I have taken. Next one is entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance full is taxable, and he is receiving 5,000 per month into 12,60,000 per month. And bonus and commission also I told you, for the purpose of calculation of rent-free accommodation or accommodation, rent-free accommodation or accommodation, you have to take bonus plus fees plus commission for the purpose of salary. So 2 lakhs also I have taken. I have ignored this. I have ignored this. I have taken this. So I have taken this. I have taken this. I have taken this, and I have taken this, and I have taken this. So salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation is 7,20,000 plus 60,000 plus 3,60,000 plus 36,000 and not 1,20,000 plus 60,000 of entertainment allowance and 2 lakhs. So total is 14,36,000. So 14,36,000 is the salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation. Now, please remember, it is given in the problem that this person is working in Pune and the population of Pune is more than 25 lakhs, and hence the value of the perquisite, which is the accommodation, is 14% of salary, which is 14,36,000 into 15%, which is equal to 2 lakh, which is equal to, now look here, it is 2 lakhs, 14,36,000 into 15% is equal to 2,15,400. So अभी आपको हेडेक खत्म हो गया. The value of the rent-free accommodation is 2,15,400. So 7,20,000 is taxable, 60,000 is taxable, 3,60,000 is taxable, 36,000 is taxable, entertainment allowance fully taxable, 60,000, bonus and commission is taxable, and now please look here, 2,15,000 is the value of the perquisite in the form of rent-free accommodation. This also is taxable. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items you have to total it, and the total value of the taxable salary is, if you total all this, you will get the taxable value of the salary. Taxable salary is 16,51,400. So this is the way you have to calculate rent-free accommodation. Rent-free accommodation. Now, so I will summarize what we have done. I will summarize what you have done for furnished accommodation. So furnished accommodation, what are the steps you have done? The following steps have been followed. The following steps are followed. What is the first step? Find out the value of the accommodation without the value of the furniture. So वही किया है. First, have found out the value of the accommodation, rent-free accommodation. Okay, number one. So this is the value of the benefit what he is getting. Number two, add to this one 10% of the value of the furniture. If the furniture is provided by the employer to the employee on his with and the furniture is owned by the employer or on actually hired by this furniture from the third party. So value of the furniture is equal to add to the furniture, add only 10% because there is every year 10% depreciation we will consider. Okay, so this, so you will get, now when you are adding accommodation and furniture, you are getting furnished accommodation, the word furnished accommodation you are getting. So two perquisites, you are getting two benefits you are getting. So first benefit is accommodation, and you know how to calculate accommodation now, and furniture you have added, you have to add 10% of the value of the furniture for the full year. If it is for half year, then the rule is 5%. So what do you mean by furniture? Furniture can be furniture includes beds, cots, tables, almaras, TVs, refrigerators, radios, any household appliances. Generally, क्या होता है? Whenever the employee is transferred to another place, he is given a accommodation. In this accommodation, he may be even provided with furniture. He may be provided with TV, refrigerator, so on and so forth. Now, very important. Look at this. I am going to explain all these things. Very important. Now, furnished accommodation, some more points are there. If furnished accommodation is provided by the employer, then 10% per annum of the cost of furniture should be included. Now, what do you mean by 10% per annum? For example, if the value of the furniture is 5 lakh rupees, which is provided by the employer to the employee, then I told you the value of the perquisite in the form of furniture is equal to 10% per annum. 10% per annum means 50,000 rupees is the value of the perquisite, and this is the taxable value of the perquisite. When this is 10% only if he's using the house for the full 12 months. Now, if he's not using this furniture, for example, he is going to a new house provided by the employer on 1/4/2020, means what? He is not utilizing this for the whole year. Sorry, 1/1/1/1. So he is not utilizing for the full year. He is utilizing only for 3 months. If he is going to the house, accommodation is provided by the employer to the employee during 2019-20, and this particular house is occupied by him, that is the employee, on 1/1/2020. Means what? For the full year, only 3 months he is staying. So you should not take the whole 10%. In that case, the calculations goes like this: 5 lakhs into 10%. What is 10% for the full year? But he has not occupied the house or utilized this furniture for the full year. How many months he has used? Only 3 months. So 3 divided by 12 is equal to, you will get some figure like 50,000 into 1/4 is equal to, you will get 12,500 only. So please remember that you should not charge for the full year, even though he has only occupied it or using the furniture for only 3 months or 4 months. So for the full year, it is 10%. If he is using for a part of the year, then that these calculations come into picture, like 3/12 or 2/12, so on and so forth. Again, I will give you one more example. With that example, you will understand. Okay. Now, another example is if the same house with furniture is provided, the same house with furniture is provided for only 2 months. Only 2 months. So 5 lakhs. Just a moment. Okay. So if the furniture is provided by the employer to the employee and it was used for only 2 months during the year, 2 months. So 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs into 2/12, you have to use it. So this is the way you have to calculate it. This is the way you have to calculate it. Next one is very important. Next one is very important. If the such furniture is hired from a third party, now sometimes what is happening, this furniture is not belonging to him. This TV, this refrigerator, this sofa sets and other furniture is not owned by the owner or the employer. He's taking this furniture on rent or hiring it from a third party. Then the value of the perquisite in the hands of the employee is the actual hire charges payable by the employer to the third party, and reduce from that one any charges paid by the employee towards the use of this particular furniture. I will just explain it. Look at this. Hope you will understand with this. For example, in the last point, what I have discussed is, for example, in this case, for example, okay, forget about this slide. Look at this calculation. For example, this particular furniture was not purchased by the employer or not owned by the employer. He has taken on rent from the third party for 30,000 rupees per full year. 30,000 rupees for the full year. बोले तो इसने जो एम्प्लॉयर है, ओनर है, उसके खुद का फर्नीचर नहीं है. उसने ये फर्नीचर जो है थर्ड पार्टी से लिया है और वो उसको पूरे साल के लिए कितना पे कर रहा है? 30,000. तो एक एक महीने का कितना हुआ? 2,500. And this particular furniture is provided by the employer to the employee for 3 months. So the value of the perquisite in the hands of the employee is not, he is calculated in case of the employer is not the owner and is taking this furniture from the third party is 7,500. Less you have to deduct. अभी एम्प्लॉयर क्या बोलता है? मैंने तुमको फर्नीचर दिया है ना, तो ये काम कर, मेरे को 200 रुपया पर मंथ का दे, वापस दे दे. तो ये 200 रुपया कौन पे कर रहा है? एम्प्लॉई एम्प्लॉयर को पे कर रहा है एक एक महीने का फॉर द यूज ऑफ दिस फर्नीचर. सो रिड्यूस दैट वन आल्सो and you will get to know that the value of the furniture, that is the value of the perquisite which is taxable in the hands of the employee is 6,900. So this is the way you have to calculate. Please remember, and please keep on visiting my YouTube video for any doubts from time to time, or purchase a book by Kapil Singhania or Monica Singhania. It's a very informative book. Now, another circumstance is where the accommodation is provided by the employer to the employee, and this accommodation is not owned by the employer. It's not owned by the employer, but the employer is taking this particular accommodation from a third party on lease or rent. Correct है ना? For example, अभी समझो कि I am working in X company and the owner is Mr. Messrs. Infosys of Bangalore. Okay, I am working in this company and the accommodation is provided in Bangalore to me. And this particular, can be two circumstances. The accommodation is owned by Infosys. Owned बोले तो इनके खुद के है, लेकिन कभी ये भी हो सकता है ना, ये जो accommodation है Infosys को belong नहीं होता है, but this is hired from a third party or taken rent on a third party, and then subsequently this is provided as an accommodation to the employee. This can also happen. So you have to find out whether it is owned or rented out from a third party. So if it is rented out on from the third party, or if it is taken on lease from the third party by the employer, or rent is paid by the employer and this accommodation is provided to the employee, then the calculations are something different. The calculations are in front of you. Look at this particular information. The information says that actual amount of lease rent paid by the employer to the third party are 15% of salary, whichever is less, and you have to reduce any salary, any rent paid by the employee to the employer. Okay, I will just give an example. Okay, S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta. Yes, Ramesh Mehta is working in JSPM. Okay, he's working in JSPM. Now JSPM, I came from Bangalore to Pune and asked, sir, why don't you provide me with a accommodation in Pune? Okay. So they have told, okay, there is a house here. There is a accommodation in Kalewadi. Kalewadi, one apartment is there. The employer tells to me, and stay over this place. Go and stay over this place. Okay. Now, this particular house in Kalewadi or accommodation in Kalewadi, it doesn't belong to JSPM. JSPM का नहीं है. For example. Okay, it belongs to whom? It belongs to a third party from whom JSPM has taken it on rental basis. और ये रेंट कितना दे रहा है? ये JSPM इस थर्ड पार्टी को 20,000 रुपया पर मंथ दे रहा है. 20,000 रुपया पर मंथ पे कर रहा है. और ये घर किसको दिया? रमेश कुमार मेहता को दिया. तो रमेश कुमार मेहता को फायदा कितना मिल गया? 20,000 रुपया पर मंथ का फायदा मिल गया. That is what it is given in the problem. So you just ignore this for the time being. So actual amount of lease rental paid by the employer to the third party, that is the value of the perquisite. So this house value which is provided to me by the employer, which is rent-free accommodation, for example, rent free accommodation, तो मेरे I am getting advantage. The advantage is if I am using it for the full year without paying anything, the value of the perquisite is 2,40,000 rupees. तो मेरे को इतना पे करना पड़ इतने के ऊपर टैक्स पे करना पड़ेगा. The value of the perquisite which is taxable and added to the gross salary is 2,40,000. Now this is the first part. This is the first part. Hope you have understood. This is the first part. Hope you have understood it. Hope you have understood it. Next part is, now let's talk about this part. Now this is what we are going to talk about. ये क्या होता है? Now वो क्या बोल रहा है? 20,000 रुपया मैं थर्ड पार्टी को दे रहा हूं, तुम मेरे को वापस 5,000 रुपया दे दे. Who is telling? Ramesh Mehta is been told by JSPM that you pay for this accommodation 5,000 rupees to me. So this is not rent-free accommodation. This is concessional accommodation. So what is the value of the perquisite? The value of the perquisite is 2,40,000 minus 5,000 into 12. If I am paying it for the whole year, is equal to 60,000. So 1,80,000 is the value of the perquisite. 1,80,000 is the value of the perquisite. I will explain once again. Very, very important. Again, I am explaining it for your convenience, for your understanding purpose, because accommodation is a very big chapter. It takes almost 2 or 3 classes, and it's very crucial and critical. And in this particular during this time, we have observed that most of the employers are providing to the employees accommodation. So we have to find out the value of the accommodation. And I'm repeating, S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta is working in Infosys, changing the employer, sorry. He is working in Infosys, and he was transferred to Pune, and he was from Bangalore. And the Infosys people have provided him with a accommodation. This accommodation doesn't belong to Infosys. They have hired this accommodation from a third party, and to the third party they were paying 30,000 rupees per month. Who was paying? Employer, or Infosys was paying. And who is utilizing it? Yes, Ramesh Kumar Mehta is accommodated in this accommodation. Now, number one. Now, first so you have to find out the value of the perquisite. The value of the perquisite is actual amount of lease rent paid or payable by the employer or 15% of the salary. This we will just ignore it for the time being. When there is a problem, at the time we will take. So actual rent, how much Infosys is paying to the third party is 30,000 rupees per month. So if Ramesh Kumar Mehta has been provided with 30,000 rupees per month wala accommodation for full year, the value of the perquisite is equal to 3,60,000. So 3,60,000 rupees is the value of the perquisite and this is added to the gross salary, and on which Ramesh Kumar Mehta has to pay the tax. Now, this is rent-free accommodation. This is rent-free means he's not charging anything. But assuming this is not a rent-free accommodation, this is a concessional. Means what? Concession बोले तो क्या होता है? देखो, अभी concession क्या होता है? It means now Ramesh Mehta has been asked by Infosys that you pay to Infosys some 6,000 rupees per month for this particular accommodation. 6,000 per month into 12 months, 72,000. So the value of the perquisite now is not 3,60,000, because first it was 3,60,000, out of which the employer is taking back 72,000 from Ramesh Mehta. So the value of the perquisite, which is taxable and added to gross salary, is 2,88,000, because 3,60,000 worth of the house was given on rent, but out of on concessional, and the accommodation which was provided, the employer is taking back 72,000 rupees of rent by charging rent of 72,000 in the hands of the employee. And Ramesh Kumar Mehta is paying 6,000 per month for towards rent to the employer. So 6,000 into 12, 72,000. So the value of the perquisite is 2,88,000. Next one. So this is again repeating. I will not. Now we will do a small problem. Now you can take a snapshot of this particular problem. You can take a snapshot of this particular problem, and we are going to do the problem. You can please take a snapshot, and we will do the problem. Because if when I'm moving to the next slide, this figures will miss, and you will be in confusion. So please take a snapshot, take a photo. Okay, just I will read out. Okay, just I will read out the problem, and we will do the problem. So here it is he, because Ramesh Kumar Mehta is the person who is the assessee here. He find his, and it is S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta. S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta. Okay, Mr. Ramesh Kumar Mehta is working in Infosys and he is furnishing the following details for the financial year 2019-20. Okay, we are doing the problem on the basis of 2019-20 financial year, for which the accommodation assessment year is 2020-21. Okay, now let's look at the problem. Basic salary is 80,000. This is fully taxable. Medical allowance 15,000 per month is fully taxable. Dearness allowance. Now it is not given whether it is forming a part of retirement benefits or not. So we will we will ignore it at the time of calculation of accommodation. So DA is 20,000 per month. Uniform allowance. This is a special allowance. I have already covered a lot on special allowance. Please revert back or get back to my YouTube videos. Uniform allowance. He's been provided with a uniform allowance of 20,000 rupees per month, and out of which he's expending only 15,000 per month. So 5,000 per month is fully taxable. Already you know this. हेल्पर अलाउंस, उसको एक हेल्पर को दिया है और हेल्पर को कितना, हेल्पर के लिए अलाउंस कितना दिया, 15,000 per month, and out of this the assessee who is Ramesh Kumar Mehta is spending only 12,000 per month towards helper allowance. So this is also 15,000 minus 12,000, 3,000 per month is fully taxable. This is a special allowance. There are 6 special allowances. Okay, family allowance. So family allowance, the rule is fully taxable. Children's educational allowance, rupees 500 per month per child, and for 2 children. So the children's educational allowance, Ramesh Mehta has 2 children, and for 2 children, he's been provided with children's educational allowance 500 rupees per month per child each. बोले तो एक चाइल्ड के पीछे 500 दे रहा है, तो 2 चाइल्ड के पीछे पर मंथ कितना दे रहा है, 1000 रुपीज दे रहा है. तो कितना महीने का दे रहा है, जितना महीना वो काम कर रहा है. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द रूल फॉर चिल्ड्रंस एजुकेशनल अलाउंस? If you remember, I told in the previous classes it is 100 rupees per month per child up to maximum of 2 children is exempted from tax. Over and above it is fully taxable. So in this case 400 per month is taxable because up to 100 rupees it is exempted. तो इतना पे करना ही नहीं करना है. और डिफरेंस कितना है, 400 इसको पे करना पड़ेगा पर मंथ इनटू 2 चिल्ड्रन. तो 4,800 is fully taxable. 4,800 is fully taxable. Next one is entertainment allowance. As I told previously and popularly, that entertainment allowance in case of a private employee, the rule is it is fully taxable, and 60,000 is fully taxable. 5,000 per month into 12 months. I'm assuming that he has worked for the full year, so full year is getting 60,000 per month, so it is fully taxable. Next one, bonus. He's being provided with a bonus, fees and commission, and the rule is fully taxable. और बम्पर बोनस आया, उसको 2 लाख रुपीस का बोनस आया. Now this Ramesh Mehta has been provided with rent free accommodation. Rent free accommodation बोले तो एक पैसा का भी रेंट नहीं ले रहा है, और ये कहाँ काम कर रहा है, इन्फोसिस में कर रहा है, शायद बॉम्बे में काम कर रहा है. तो बॉम्बे का पॉपुलेशन कितना है, द गिवन इट इज 50 lakhs. So the salary for the purpose of calculation of rent free accommodation or accommodation is 15% of salary. So 15%, because the population is more than 25 lakhs. So 15%. If it is more than 10 lakhs and less than 25 lakhs, it is something like 10%. If it is less than 10 lakhs, it is 7.5% of salary. So as he is residing in Bombay and the rent free accommodation is provided in Bombay, so you have to take 15% of salary. And last one is, ये इस बंदे को ये जो घर है एक किसको बिलोंग होता है, एम्प्लॉयर को बिलोंग होता है. तो रेंट का सवाल ही नहीं. रेंट पेइंग टू द थर्ड पार्टी बाय द एम्प्लॉयर इज नॉट देयर, इट इज रूल्ड आउट. लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, द वैल्यू ऑफ द फर्नीचर. इसको घर के साथ साथ में फर्नीचर भी दिया, और फर्नीचर जबरदस्त अमाउंट का फर्नीचर दिया. सोफा सेट दिया, टेबल दिया, बेड दिया, कॉट दिया, टीवी दिया, रेफ्रिजरेटर दिया, एयर कूलर दिया, एयर कंडीशनर दिया. सब मिला के 1 साल के लिए उसके घर में फर्नीचर कितना लगाया, 10 lakh. So value of the furniture for the purpose of calculation of the perquisite is equal to 10% of the value of the furniture. So I have discussed about the problem. Now let's do the problem. The problem is in front of you. The problem is in front of you. The solution also is in front of you. Please pay attention. Please pay attention now. So I have solved the problem. Basic salary. The rule is it is fully taxable. You have to write another column. Another column I am not writing, but you can write fully taxable. 80,000 into 12 is equal to 9,60,000. Fully taxable. Dearness allowance, the rule says that it is fully taxable. So 15,000 into 12 is equal to 1,80,000. Dearness allowance, 20,000 per month into 12 months is equal to 2,40,000. The rule says it is fully taxable. I have taken fully taxable column in the fully taxable column. Uniform allowance. Now uniform allowance is, इसको दिया है हाथ में 20,000 और खर्चा कितना किया 5,000, बच गया कितना 5,000 एक महीने का 5,000 बच गया बोले तो वो इनकम हो गया 5,000 इंटू 12 इज इक्वल टू 60,000 रुपीज विच इज फुल्ली टैक्सेबल. It is fully taxable. Or otherwise you can calculate like this: received for the whole year 20,000 into 12, 2,40,000, and how much he has spent, that is 15,000 into 12, 1,80,000. So the least among the two is 1,80,000. So this is exempted from tax. उसको मिल रहा था इतना, उसमें से इतना exempted है, तो 60,000 is fully taxable. He is receiving 2,40,000, out of which 1,80,000 is exempted. So 60,000 is fully taxable. Next one is helper allowance. So this is also one more special allowance, and this is working notes number 1. Okay, and for this working notes number 2, now he is receiving 15,000 per month. उसको एम्प्लॉयर ने कितना दिया 15,000 पर मंथ दिया और कितना खर्चा किया 12,000 पर मंथ. तो डिफरेंस कितना है 3,000 जो उसको बच रहा है हर एक साल महीना पर मंथ इंटू 12 इज इक्वल टू 36,000 which is taxable. Otherwise you can calculate like this: received 1,80,000, spent 144,000, and the difference is 36,000, which is the saving or excess over 1,44,000 which is exempted. उसको मिल रहा है इतना, उसमें से खर्चा कर रहा है इतना, तो बच गए इतना, जो भी बचा है उसको बोलते हैं इनकम, उसको टैक्सेबल है. Now number 6, family allowance. I told you it is fully taxable. 22,000 into 12 is equal to 2,64,000. It is coming in the taxable column. So this taxable column is very important for the calculation of accommodation. Please remember. Next one is children's educational allowance. How much he was receiving? 500 per month. एक बच्चे के पीछे 500 मिल रहा था एक महीने के लिए, और कितने बच्चे हैं 2 बच्चे हैं, तो 2 के पीछे कितना मिल रहा है एक महीने का 1,000 रुपया मिल रहा था. ऐसा 12 महीने का कितना मिल रहा है? अगेन वर्किंग नोट्स नंबर 3, you have to write working notes in the examination. So 12,000 was the amount what he has received. What is the rule? 100 rupees per month per child up to 2 children. तो एक चिल्ड्रन के पीछे महीने को कितना मिल सकता है एग्जम्पशन 200 रुपीज. ऐसा 12 महीने का कितना मिलेगा 2,400. 2,000 इंटू 12 2,400. 12,000 minus 24,000 100 9,600 इज टैक्सेबल. 12,000 मिल रहा है, उसमें रूल क्या बोलता है कि भैया आपको 24,000 का ही टैक्स एग्जम्पशन मिलेगा. जितना भी 24,000 के ऊपर है वो 9,600 है, या 12,000 में से 2,400 ही आपका खर्चा रहेगा, ऐसा अजम्पशन कर रहे हैं. 9,600 इज फुल्ली टैक्सेबल. नेक्स्ट वन इज entertainment allowance. I told you about the rule of entertainment allowance. If you look at the rule of the entertainment allowance, the rule of the entertainment allowance states that it is fully taxable. It is fully taxable. So how much he was receiving entertainment allowance? He was receiving per month 5,000 into 12, 60,000 fully taxable. You can write the rule fully taxable. Next one is bonus and commission. I told you the rule for bonus and commission several times. This is also fully taxable. Now up to this you have done great. Now this and this is very important. So I told you this guy is given accommodation in Bombay and the population is more than 25 lakhs. So it is 25% of salary. Salary for the purpose is basic salary. So we will now find out the salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation. Very, very important. And I have shown in the previous slide, in the next slide also, but I am showing here also for your convenience. Look at this, very, very important. Salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation is basic salary. So I am ticking this. Another 5 minutes wait. Basic salary, taxable part of allowances. These all taxable part of allowance. These are all allowances. If you look, these are all allowances. All allowances. But this you should not take in account, DNS allowance, because DA is not forming a part of retirement benefits. So you have to ignore this. And the taxable is this: allowance, 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 allowance. These are all taxable allowances, not this one, not this one. These are the taxable allowances, and you should not take this one. So medical allowance you have to take, helper uniform allowance you have to take, helper allowance this much you have to take, family allowance this much you have to take, children allowance taxable this much you have to take, entertainment allowance this much you have to take, and last but not the least, bonus plus commission. Bonus plus commission. Bonus plus commission is 2 lakhs. This also you have to take. Okay. So all this I have taken in the next slide. You can look. So all this look, if you look carefully, all this I have taken. If you look this, I have all taken. So here basic salary I have taken, medical allowance taken, DNS allowance. Okay. I am assuming that this. Please remember, I am just okay. Salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation. I am assuming. Okay. Please remember, it is forming a part of retirement benefit. So I'm assuming it. So I have taken this one also. So uniform allowance taxable also you have taken. Family allowance taxable part also I have taken. Children's educational allowance taxable part also I have taken. Entertainment allowance taxable part also I have taken. Bonus and commission taxable part of also I have taken. And the value of all this, when I'm totaling, the salary for the purpose of calculation of accommodation is 20 lakhs 9600 rupees. 9600 rupees. So I'm total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, all this I'm totaling it. So I'm getting 20 lakhs 96,000. So here please remember, as this accommodation is provided in Bombay and the Bombay's population is more than 25 lakh rupees, so it is the value of the accommodation, rent-free accommodation, is 15% of salary. Just now I have calculated salary is 20 lakhs 96,000. So 15% of it is 30,000. तो ये जो 3 lakhs का वैल्यू है, लगभग एक जो घर है भाड़े के ऊपर देते हैं तो 3 lakhs आएगा, तो इसको इतना फायदा मिला, तो ये भी टैक्सेबल है. तो 3 lakhs ऐड किया, 3 lakhs 1,444 for 1,440. Now please remember, this guy is also provided with furniture also. How much is the furniture? 10 lakhs. तो फर्नीचर का भी फायदा मिला, तो कितना टैक्सेबल है? 10% फॉर द फुल ईयर. So 10 lakhs into 10% for 1 year, and I'm assuming that these calculations are done for 12 months, as assumption is that he has worked for the full year, and so he is getting the furniture benefit also, and the value of the furniture benefit is 1 lakh rupees. 10 lakhs into 10% into 12 months by 12. Why 12 months for the full year? So 1 lakh. So 1 2, so this plus this is the value of the rent-free accommodation with furniture. Rent-free unfurnished accommodation is 3 lakhs 1,440 plus 1 lakh is equal to the value of rent-free furnished accommodation is 4 lakhs 1,440. So this also I put it on the taxable column. So all, when I am adding, I will get a figure called as the gross taxable salary, which is 24 lakhs 11,040 rupees. So इसको पूरे साल का इनकम कितना हो गया? 24,11,040 रुपया. तो perquisites, even though they are not paid in the form of cash, they are converted into cash like this, and on this you have to pay tax. So hope you have understood. And then I'm going to take some questions. Just wait. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Just wait for 2 minutes. Just wait for 2 minutes. Okay.